Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of let me try that one again. Children of all ages, how you folks doing? Welcome to Hold the Rope. Oh my goodness. Here we go, everybody. We're a little bit late today, but that's okay. Conman's usually always late. It's what Conman does, you know. He sometimes likes to take his sweet time to make a show damn good for every single one of you guys. But here we are once again live with Hold the Rope, the show where we cover all the news, rumors going around in the world of wrestling. And let me tell you, there's a lot of them going around today. A lot of big news in the WWE, especially as we have some exciting news that we're going to cover. Also, everybody, we are also doing something brand new with the live calls here today. There is a way that you can join the live call wait room. Then essentially the moderators are going to check your mics in the microphone check area, which is called the mic test room. You'll then be placed into the up next tab where I will pick who will be calling in next to the show. So essentially you join just like you normally did in the live call wait room, but your microphone will be tested by a moderator. That way we don't have people calling in with no answers or bad microphones or anything like that, all right? All right, everybody, but let's jump into the show as we now have time for the Conman Certified Roll Call. Who do we got in here today? We got Baker Mayfield. We got Christian Vega. Marcus Ryan, how you doing, my friend? Jacob Turpin, how you doing? Sophia Barajas. We got Jason Lyle up in here. We got Brian X167. The Convict Peyton Cash, how you doing, buddy? Thanks for taking care of all this stuff today. You're doing an awesome job, along with the other moderators over there in the Discord chat. Thank you, guys. We got Seth Rollins, Beast Slayer Seth Rollins. We got Geddes Tolliver. How you doing, my friend? We got Roman 2 Lit. We got Keith Wallace. Welcome to the live stream as well, along with Troy Henderson and Chief Cam 98. You're damn right, paying cash. Let's get to work as there is a lot to talk about. And my God, ladies and gentlemen, I am so excited for the news that is broken here today. We are talking about WWE launching a podcast network. All right, and this is so exciting for so many reasons. I believe where WWE is going to go, they're going to have legends on these shows. They're going to have current renditions of superstars. They're going to have future superstars, and there's going to be personalities and everything all in between. Guys, the podcast network for WWE is one of the smartest, best ideas they have had since actually launching the WWE network. It is a great idea, and let's just jump right into it because I could not be more thrilled. This is honestly an amazing idea. Actually, let me just double check. My news articles are not loaded up for whatever reason. There we go. All right. So, everybody, if you take a little look over here to the left side of the screen, you will see, courtesy of Fightful.com, the guys who always have some reliable information over there, one of the very, very few sites that I actually trust for WWE news because it's crazy. There's a lot of fake news out there, and we're going to talk a little bit about fake news today as well within the WWE. But yes, Fightful is a great little spot, so if you guys would like to go check them out, make sure you do so. Great work over there. But yes, everybody, as WWE is going to strike gold with this podcast network, let's talk a little bit about what the report is. So the report is that WWE and Endeavor Audio, the same people that are kind of responsible for looking after the WWE network, have struck a deal to create a podcast network that will feature several series focused on its superstars. More details are expected to be announced in the near future, but just that little line right there, will feature several series focused on its superstars, is exciting for so many reasons. It means we're probably going to get kayfabe podcasts, which means we are going to get the opportunity to hear from the characters in the WWE speaking their mind without essentially a script laid down in front of them. I'm sure there's going to be points that they have to hit in these podcasts, but it's going to allow the WWE superstars to work on their mic work and not in front of just a live audience on TV for 5 minutes. They get to work on like almost an hour-long promo, if you will. This is going to be so well done. It's going to have the feel of like a talking smack, if you will. I just think that this is a great direction for WWE to head into. So this is what they had to say on all of this. Storytelling is at WWE's core, and we are eager to add the audio genre to our portfolio. Partnering with Endeavor Audio, an expert in podcasting, will enable us to provide our fans with unique content and reach new audiences across the platform. We're always looking to pair dynamic content with the best formats for listeners. Through our new partnership with WWE, we're looking forward to tapping in to their iconic event portfolio and talent base to create compelling audio content for their fans. That is awesome, guys. I don't know how else to explain this, other than the fact that this is so good on so many levels for not just the podcasting world, not just for WWE, but for fans. This is going to allow the fans to get a better understanding of the characters that are being put in front of them on the screens. It's going to give us opportunities to listen to these superstars talk about a current feud and to give more hype behind the feud. Just picture this. Picture this. Going into SummerSlam, imagine if you would have had a podcast between Charlotte Flair and Trish Stratus. Let's say, maybe that is one of their series, and they wanted to build up to the Trish Stratus versus Charlotte Flair match, and then on the build up to it, WWE announces on Monday Night Raw that you are going to have a podcast available right after Monday Night Raw featuring Charlotte Flair and Trish Stratus in a sit-down interview of sorts, hyping you up for that match. Also, you can get superstars that are underutilized, like say a Chad Gable. I would love to hear Chad Gable's story told in a sense that is going to be beneficial for his on-screen character. Give me some connections to that character. What this is going to do in a way, it is going to bring back the feel of kayfabe, and you are going to ask yourself, what is real from this character and what is made up? And it's going to propose those questions to every one of us every single time you listen to these podcasts. Is this real? Are they speaking the truth right now? Or is this a character work? And it's going to work the fans so well that it's going to create this little bubble around all of us that we just don't know what is real and what is fake anymore. And that's badly what the wrestling world needs. So I am so excited for this, man. This is a great thing to happen to the WWE, and like they can go in so many directions. We can have like a Wrestling Legends Table podcast hosted by Bruce Pritchard. Why not, right? He works in WWE, and Bruce, with his Something to Wrestle About, is one of the best podcasts out there for information. If you can compile that style with a WWE production quality, my God, we are talking about money coming into WWE, and we're talking about some awesome storylines that are going to benefit from it. Picture this as well. You're watching Monday Night Raw. All of a sudden, there's these entrances going on. Let's say the Usos versus the Revival. If you want to go back to that feud, let's say that match is about to happen, and as they're coming on down to the ring, you get the little overlay. But instead of it being an actual cut segment of the Revival doing a promo, it's like this was from the podcast, this little snippet. And you get a little bit of that realism sense back to the product again. I think this is so awesome, man. Like, it's unlimited potential for a WWE podcast network. And that's the big thing. It's a network. That means there's going to be more than just one person. That means you're not just going to get Stone Cold Steve Austin. That means you're not just going to get Talk as Jericho. Think about how damn entertaining it was when Steve Austin's show was on the WWE network. How entertaining was it when Mick Foley was on the WWE network? Whoa, what just happened to my subs over there? I just lost a shit ton. Okay, that was weird. That was very weird. What the hell happened? I just lost like 30, 40 subs. What the hell? Okay. I guess, yeah, we just got a little mini sub purge there, Wrestling Network. How you doing, buddy? Welcome to the live stream. But yeah, that's kind of me gushing all about the podcast network here, and I just don't know how else to explain it. It's exciting times for every single one of us. It's a very, very exciting time. Joseph Roberts, thanks for subscribing. If you are a fan of wrestling and you're a fan of WWE more so, this is going to open up opportunities for every single superstar. What if Cesaro has a podcast? What if Cesaro's new character takes off because everybody starts to learn, oh, damn, this guy can actually speak. This guy's actually good at talking. You get that exposed on the podcast, and you're going to create new fans. Now, let's talk about the second biggest news story to come here today. This is regarding CM Punk, and there has been many times where I have said, hey, CM Punk, he left us. CM Punk left us, and if there is no money to be made with CM Punk inside the WWE, why do people still chant his name? Why do people still care on the fact that CM Punk, chant for the people that are in the ring? However, some exciting news to come out of this is that CM Punk could apparently be heading on over to Fox to be a co-host of the WWE show on Fox Studios or whatever it's called. So let's read this thing right here, reported by Dave Meltzer. So, reports that the Creative Artists Agency, which represents CM Punk in the WWE, reached out to Fox in regards to Punk potentially serving as the co-host for the upcoming WWE studio show on Fox Sports 1. Here is why he might return, though, because Punk would reportedly not be working for Fox. Wow. I totally just read that wrong. Punk would reportedly be working for Fox and not for WWE. Okay? And by the way, if you guys are in the live call weight room, moderators, if you want to start the mic tests so that we can get them up into the up next, all right? That would be great if you don't mind. But yeah, how exciting is that CM Punk could potentially be slowly opening up the idea to returning to wrestling in a more analytical way. I think that could be really interesting to hear from CM Punk, because one thing about CM Punk that we all know is that his love for the wrestling business has been in him for so long, and that doesn't just go away. Maybe he's fed up of performing in the wrestling business. Maybe he's fed up of all the politics in the wrestling business. Maybe he's fed up of the fans of the wrestling business. But one thing I can guarantee CM Punk is not fed up with is the actual wrestling aspect, the lineage, the storylines, the history of wrestling. He's not done with that. That's all still information that he has compiled over the years in his brain that has allowed him to become this mega personality, right? His love for the business, I don't think has ever truly went away. His love for performing in the business probably has. So let's talk a little bit more about this. Meltzer reports go on to say that no negotiations have taken place between the parties and clarifies that this move was done by Punk's agent, noting that it isn't clear if Punk would actually be interested in the position. And what I have to say to that is, this is just me speculating, by the way, so nobody take this as the word of the day. But CM Punk's agent probably wouldn't reach out to anything WWE specific unless CM Punk gave him the go-ahead, right? It's probably more so just towards the lines of the agent floated out the idea, hey, there's this Fox Sports 1 show that could need a co-host. Would you maybe be interested? We could reach out. But I guarantee you there's no way that agent reaches out without CM Punk saying, yeah, I might be interested, right? You got to think of it that way. Agents don't just go ahead and do those things without having any form of contact with the superstar, or at least they shouldn't, right? There should always be an open dialogue between the two. So that's kind of what I have to say about that little snippet right there. Punk currently does commentary for Cage Fury Fighting Championships, which airs on the UFC Fight Pass, and he has not been on WWE television since 2014. However, there has been rumors that he's been making appearances at independent shows, sometimes underneath a mask. But once again, the details are kind of scarce on the show on Fox Sports 1. Renee Young is supposedly supposed to be the host of it, and maybe CM Punk will be filling in as her co-host. That would be certainly one way to get a lot of eyes on the show and make it must-watch in a sense. I mean, they kind of had the format with Renee Young and Daniel Bryan down pat. I think Renee Young and CM Punk would be an incredible duo to listen to talk about the business and to watch them bounce stories off each other, watch CM Punk play a little bit of a dick, and watch Renee Young play the over-the-top babyface personality. I think that would be really, really a cool dynamic. And we'll see where that goes. But we still do have a lot to talk about here on the show. Let's talk a little bit about the report that WWE NXT is going to be receiving $30 million to $50 million annually over the next 2 years for NXT on the USA Network. So big money being thrown around, according to Big Dave Meltzer as well. He reports that NXT deals with USA Network is worth $30 million to $50 million, so just a casual $20 million that he's missing in there. Very accurate report. So yeah, I guess that's what it was. But if you want to kind of compare the two, so reports that WWE is getting a minimum... Oh, wow. not a minimum anymore of 50 million. But you can see that Raw makes 265 million a year on the USA Network and 205 million on SmackDown Live on Fox per year, right? So that's kind of where they're going with that. It's just big money being thrown around. The number's probably closer to the 30 million than the 50 million mark. But again, this is just me speculating, as I don't have any insiders regarding that information. Let's quickly talk a little bit about the SmackDown viewership, because it stayed the same, which is very good news, because SmackDown Live always tends to struggle to keep up in the ratings. So SmackDown Live just staying the same was good. They pulled in 2.142 viewers, which is much better than the 1.99, I believe, a few months ago that they were pulling in, which were record low viewerships. So WWE at least is pulling up the viewers here today, but, you know, it is what it is. If you want to take a little look at the viewed videos on YouTube, Daniel Bryan and Eric Rowan revealed Roman Reigns' attacker is chilling at a solid 1.4 million views, so people are interested in it. People do want to know who the mystery attacker is. I have no information on that, other than the fact that it is not Luke Harper, as many people mentioned in my Twitter DMs and mentions. It's not Luke Harper. I see the resemblance, but it's not Luke Harper. He did not shave his head. He did not grow an orange beard. No. But yeah, there you go. Those are the numbers. If you take a look here, some exciting news for NXT UK TakeOver fans. Cardiff sells out. There you go. Just really good news right there for NXT UK. Massive moment for them to sell out their TakeOver event, which is really good. Here's the card for the TakeOver Cardiff. You got Walter versus Tyler Bate, which is going to be an incredible match for the United Kingdom Championship. You got the NXT UK Women's Championship, Toni Storm versus Kaylee Ray. I'd fully expect Toni Storm to retain the title there. You got NXT UK Tag Team Championship match, which is going to be a triple threat. You got the grizzled young veterans of Zach Gibson and James Drake. And then you've got them facing off against Gallus, which consists of Wolfgang and Mark Coffey, and Flash, Morgan Webster, and Mark Andrews, which is kind of a random pairing team together. It is what it is. And then we also got ourselves a last man standing match between Joe Coffey and Dave Mastiff, and then Travis Banks versus Noam Dar. There you go. All right, everybody, let's talk a little bit about Ronda Rousey. I just about said Roman Reigns. She wants to comment on her nasty finger, so let's just take a little look at this, because this is some graphic imagery, all right, everybody? To everybody who wants to see this, we are going to click on this video. I'm giving you a moment right now to either pause, to exit the video, if you do not want to see the graphic footage of Ronda Rousey's finger. If you have not seen it, here it is. Oh, wow, it's graphic photo. They're not going to show me. I thought this photo was there. Where there? Okay, here you go. So it's down there. So, guys, this is nasty. Here we go. Right there. Oh, that's just so tough to look at. Zoom in on it, man. Look at her poor finger. Oh, Ronda Rousey. God. Like, that's rough. That's rough. I feel so bad for Ronda. Yeah. So she got the injury when she was working on the set of what show? A filming of a television show. Not too sure what show. But the season 3 of the series premieres Monday, September 23rd at 8 p.m. What is the show? I honestly don't know. But apparently, TMZ reports that Ronda Rousey slammed a door on her fingers while shooting a scene. In addition to her middle finger being broken and the tendon nearly severed, Rousey's ring finger suffered a fractured tip as well. Wow. So don't slam your finger in a door, all right? Otherwise, you're going to end up like Ronda Rousey. It's a good thing that she didn't completely lose her finger, but my God, what a tough woman. Staying on the fact that we're talking about Ronda Rousey, let's talk a little bit about a potential match between Sonya Deville and Ronda Rousey, which was... Did I not have that? Wait a second. Oh. I guess I didn't... Oh, I was totally supposed to talk about that. I don't have the article saved anymore. Okay, passing off. I thought that's what this article was. The article that I was going to talk about was that Ronda Rousey didn't have the time to face Sonya Deville in a program. Sonya Deville apparently pitched a program to Rousey. It was going to be an interesting program, and unfortunately, Rousey did not have the time to do that program, so we didn't end up getting Sonya versus Ronda, which would have been an incredible match and an incredible story as well. But let's talk a little bit about Sonya Deville now, because Sonya Deville is saying that she is hoping to see the LGBTQ plus storylines on WWE programming done in the right way. Really good. So it's no secret that Sonya Deville has been a huge advocate for the LGBTQ plus rights, and it's hopeful that WWE programming can potentially include those storylines down the road. She said in an interview with Allure that Deville has said that she has been in a talking relationship with GLAAD and WWE in recent years, helping forge a relationship between the two entities. Deville also added that she believes WWE should have an LGBT storyline for inclusion, but notes that it has to be done in the right way. I've been talking with GLAAD and WWE, so this is Sonya Deville. Been talking with GLAAD and WWE over the past 2 years and really have developed a great relationship between the three of us. I am a firm supporter and believer that it's important to have that inclusion in our programming in the right, most appropriate, tasteful way. I realized, and I think I learned this at a young age, that anything that's worth anything, you're going to have to take a risk to get there, and it's not going to be easy. You're going to get hate along the way. I think that means you're doing something right and that you're creating change. So great way to look at it from Sonya Deville right there. It would definitely be a controversial storyline, no doubt about that. But it seems like we might be getting the storyline of an LGBT storyline, because Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville, the more that we watch them on screen, the more that you are seeing this flirtatious side of Sonya towards Mandy, putting her arm around her, holding her hand in the ring, a kiss on the cheek. It seems like they are slowly developing that without making it the focal point of the storyline. And then what I believe the actual storyline is going to be is it's going to be a split between Mandy and Sonya. And it's going to be handled in the most probably tasteful way that they probably can, while making Mandy Rose the biggest heel that they possibly can, and as return, making Sonya Deville an incredible babyface. I think they're going to do it the right way. It's going to happen at some point. Obviously, with this article coming out right now, they're slowly starting to take the steps towards making that a storyline. But right now, there's not too much else to touch on it. Let's talk a little bit about Kalisto and Gran Metalik. We've got an interesting tweet from Kalisto, which I will show you guys right now. They have teased free agency. Kalisto tweeted it out. 10 months. # free agent. Gran Metalik saying, "Me too, Carnell." So there you go. And then Kalisto would later delete his tweet, but Braun Strowman replied with "Adios." So yeah, that's kind of the whole little drama situation right there. It might be 10 months before we don't have the Lucha House Party anymore. And if I can talk honestly here just for a second, guys. I have made my disdain for the Lucha House Party very, very clear over I don't know how long, ever since the stupid, idiotic Lucha House rules. The moment that the Lucha House rules became a thing, my patience for the Lucha House Party just kind of ran out, and I've never been able to get back involved with them. I think Lince Dorado is an incredible high flyer. I think Gran Metalik lives up to his names of the King of the Ropes, and I think Kalisto is incredibly underrated. But there's something about the three of them together as a pairing that does nothing for me. They are out there with piñatas and making goofs of themselves and flying around the ring when they're incredibly talented performers, but not actually performing in a strong, good storyline sense. They're there to sell piñatas, which, again, it rubs me the wrong way with the Lucha House Party. So 10 months. Kalisto could be gone. Gran Metalik could be gone. Lince Dorado could be gone. We don't know about Lince's contract, but we definitely do know now about Kalisto's, who says he's got 10 months remaining. And if we are at the point where he's got 10 months remaining and you're looking at, okay, does Kalisto stay or does he go? Does Gran Metalik stay or does he go? There's always going to be room for luchas in the WWE, but not a lucha faction. I think lucha factions are lazy because you just put them together because they wear masks. You know what I mean? There's no storyline outside of that. Picture this, if you want to give it a storyline, you gotta give more to it. You gotta have more than them just coming down and swinging noisemakers. So if they're gone in 10 months, are we gonna miss them? No, probably not. Kalisto's run in the WWE has been good, not great, at times lackluster. Grand Metalik finals of the Cruiserweight Classic, Lince Dorado. You know, you wouldn't really miss them too much if they're not on TV. You would probably miss Kalisto the most, and you would probably have a tough time replacing Kalisto as the up-and-coming luchador. But there's really nobody right now who has that mask on them and really truly connects with the crowd. Kalisto feels like a modified Rey Mysterio in a sense. And I'm not trying to rip on the Lucha House Party here, but if I'm talking pure honesty, 10 months, I don't expect them to be back with the company. The only way I can see Kalisto sticking around is they put him back down in NXT, which I believe Kalisto down in NXT would be phenomenal. You could put him in there against anybody. He could be essentially the veteran down in the NXT brand because he came up through there with Sin Cara, with the Lucha Dragons. You know, he won tag team gold, so he's got the NXT connection. If you put him back down there, he can have great matches with all of these younger, up-and-coming superstars. Asaya Swerve Scott, come on. DJ Z, come on. These are matches that you can have with Kalisto being at the helm of it and actually make a beneficial reason to have him on your roster, right? But right now, the Lucha House Party just do nothing for me. And them being potentially released as free agents, it's indifferent to me. Let's talk a little bit about Adam Cole and the way that he makes his matches. So he discusses his relationship with Shawn Michaels, and we talk about it all the time, how often that Adam Cole reminds us of Shawn Michaels. But before we get into this one, guys, I got to kindly ask that you make sure you leave a like on this video, also making sure you are subscribed to the channel. The up next section, okay, why is that up to 1 now? People, moderators, guys, I had the up next thing set to 10 people. We're going to put that back up there. Please check the microphones and they'll be muted in there. And then just drag them in as we go, okay? So it doesn't necessarily mean that they're up next. It's just they're ready for a live call, all right? So again, this is just to the moderators in there. You join the live call wait room, and then you guys, the moderators, take them down into the mic test room. You quickly check out their mic, and then you put them in the up next, which I can then draw from to answer live calls. Hopefully that makes sense. If it doesn't work today, then we'll go back to another system, but let's try it. So if you can add a few more people there in the up next, that would be absolutely great. But yeah, so like I said, Shawn Michaels going with, boom. Yeah, Shawn Michaels and Adam Cole. Here we go. So since coming to NXT, Adam Cole has turned into one of the hottest stars in the business. Not only is he the leader of the dominant Undisputed Era, but he's put on top-notch matches against Ricochet, Aleister Black, and Johnny Gargano. At the most recent NXT event, Cole's trilogy with Gargano came to an end, with Cole picking up the victory after a grueling 50-minute affair. It did not feel like 50 minutes there live. But here's what he had to say about his relationship with Shawn Michaels. Michaels is great and brilliant. Normally, he's involved in producing my matches. Shawn Michaels is involved in every one of my matches. At the Performance Center, I work with him directly. He's like a mentor for me he's like a mentor for so many of us in NXT. He takes a liking and makes sure he has a hand in everything that we're doing. The best thing about Shawn is he lets us come up with what we think, and he'll get excited about what we come up with. If we're stumped on something, in 5 seconds he'll go, "What if you did this?" And it's amazing. It's awesome to have these two there to pick their brains. They played a big part in creating what we created at NXT TakeOver Toronto. So some big praise there towards Shawn Michaels as a producer, which is always very important, right? It's extremely important. You want to make sure that the producers are able to work with the superstars that you have. Not every great WWE superstar turns into a great producer. So it's just great to see that, what's his name? Shawn Michaels has the ability to produce. We're on to our second last news story right here, and this is some AEW news. This is that we are going to be getting the Tag Team Champions crowned on the 10:30 edition of AEW on TNT. So the tournament finals is set. The All Elite Wrestling announced that the finals of the AEW Tag Team Title Tournament will be held on October 31st. AEW will air on TNT that night from Charleston, West Virginia. There you go, everybody. So that is when those are going to be had. And then finally, some more AEW news. Sadie Gibbs. That's right. Sadie Gibbs is heading there to the Women's Casino Battle Royal at AEW All Out. That is so good. Sadie Gibbs, guys, if you do not know that name, look her up. Incredible performer. Amazing, big, bright future, and she is going with All Elite Wrestling right now. She is going to be one of the biggest women's stars in the next 5 to 10 years. Watch that. I mean, seriously, Sadie Gibbs is unbelievable. Watch out for Sadie Gibbs, and we're going to get a taste of her on the big screen at the buy-in for the Casino Battle Royal. Very, very interesting stuff right there, everybody. But now it is time to get to some of your live callers. All right, Ian, I know everybody wants to talk to Conman. Everybody wants to hear what the Con has to say, right? But all you need to do is join the Discord, which is available down in the description below. You can call in live to the show. You can ask me anything that your heart desires, whether it's WWE related. I will try my best with independent news as well, but I'm not as familiar with it. But yeah, WWE related stuff I can definitely answer, and we can pick your guys' brains, and you can hear what I have to say. Also, yes, Eli Bands, some quick other news there that I did not cover today. CFO money or CFO cash, I forget what the dollar sign at the end stands for, but the people who make the music inside of WWE no longer work together. So that means the entrance musics, I believe, they have been responsible for theme musics like Shinsuke Nakamura's, like Aleister Black's, I believe EC3's. A lot of the NXT superstars, CFO is highly responsible for a lot of their awesome NXT theme songs. So anyways, let's get to the up call section right now. Let's get to up next, and first we're going to start off with Thomas Noble. Thomas Noble, how you doing, my friend?
I'm doing good.
Good to hear, my friend. What would you like to talk about today on Hold the Rope?
Let's start with the last topic you talked about, which is Sally Gibbs. Is that right?
Sadie Gibbs, yes.
Sadie Gibbs, yeah. Do you think she have a bright future with AEW?
So if she does end up signing there, absolutely. But I cannot strike this enough, and I cannot put enough emphasis on this, man. She is so good. Like, this is a woman that literally could be a face of a division within the next 5 years. If she decides to sign with All Elite Wrestling, she is going to have a bright future because she is going to get so many opportunities.
I'm gonna looking forward to AEW now here.
Okay,
to be honest with you, that because of that.
Yeah, no, she's really good, man. I mean, that's just on the buy-in show as well. Like, that's the pre-show Casino Battle Royal. She's not even going to be on the main card. But like, AEW is doing such a good job of taking underrated wrestlers and wrestlers who deserve to be put on a bigger spotlight and giving them that opportunity. And Sadie Gibbs is just one of them that is going to get that opportunity.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, next topic. About Kalisto's future in the WWE might be away for the Lucha House Party.
Sorry, can you repeat that again?
I just said next topic of me. It's about Kalisto.
Yes.
So, we all know Kalisto holds tag team titles and around WWE. And yeah, like you said about Kalisto, he joined with the Lucha House Party, aka to your comments, Loser House Party.
The Loser House Party.
Yep. But the way I say here, it is Loser House Party, aka in Mexico, to be honest with that.
Okay.
But yeah, so about Kalisto. So about his future. Should we see Kalisto in the future, like in NXT, with future matchups like around DJZ or someone else, or possibly put him in a future title match like the North American Championship match or somewhere like that?
I like the idea of definitely putting him back down in NXT. I think Kalisto would be a bigger star down there. He would kind of be he would get a resurgence of his career in a sense. Putting him against some championships, that's interesting because I almost see Kalisto being a gatekeeper of sorts for NXT, to be the stepping stone who is going to be able to put over other superstars on their way up the card, because there's people coming in, say like Austin Theory, who are going to need to beat an established superstar right away to gain credibility with the NXT crowd. Kalisto could be that guy, and I think he would put on very good matches. He would be over with the NXT fans for sure. Yeah, like going after a title is a little weird for Kalisto because he feels like he's past that point. He feels like he could be the mentor of NXT, but definitely against like matches like you said, like DJZ would be great. Asaya Swerve Scott would be great. And then you could even put him up against like Bronson Reed, a monster type of guy, and you would have a David versus Goliath match, which would be really, really entertaining.
Yeah. All right. Two more things before I let you go here.
All right.
I hope it's not going to take too long here.
Nope, no worries. Ask away, my friend.
All right. Next question. And that concerns about what was it? It concerns about the Raw Tag Team Championships.
Okay.
Okay. On the Raw review, I would agree with you about the Raw Tag Title match changes or whatever that happens. I agree that like you shouldn't like have a general manager like in charge of the match, but having Seth Rollins make Braun Strowman team up with him and get the titles off of the OC. Like I hate the OC, but I would rather see OC retaining over Strowman and Rollins, like get the titles. Like that makes no sense to me whatsoever.
Yeah, for me, like
no sense.
The match itself was fine. It was fun. I'm intrigued. I'm definitely intrigued.
But the result of it,
yeah,
no sense at all.
Yeah,
no sense.
Well, let me backtrack that just a little bit further. So I don't think it's necessarily the result that doesn't make sense, because when you do look at, say, Seth Rollins and Braun Strowman, it's the World Heavyweight the Universal Champion and a monster among men versus two guys who have struggled to beat any tag team, really. And so I understand if you're looking at it from that perspective. You know, if you're looking at the 2 versus 2 and you're saying, okay, well, one's the world champ and the other one is a giant, they're going to beat these two. Sure, okay, I'll take that. But what I don't understand is how they made the match. And how could Seth Rollins just be backstage?
That's what I was trying to say here.
Yeah,
the way how they make the match, that does not make any sense. Like, have a general manager in charge of it. But I don't know, like, does Raw have a general manager anymore?
Not that I know of. It's been a mess. You know, it's been a mess ever since the McMahon family said that they were taking back over control of the shows. The wild card was introduced. Like, brands don't matter anymore. And like, you're right, GMs, we don't know if there's a general manager. Like, we know Shane McMahon is around, but does that mean he's the commissioner for both Raw and SmackDown?
Shane McMahon. Don't get me started on Shane McMahon.
Okay, I won't. But like, it is weird. You know, it does feel like there needs to be an authority figure at least making the matches, or at least that you can run by the matches, because otherwise it's just the inmates running the asylum. It makes no sense. You know, there's no reason for a world champion to go to a guy who he might feud with in the future and say, hey, you know what? Just because we're friends, let's challenge for the tag team titles. It's like, no, you got to earn it, man. You got to go through some number one contender matches. You got to beat other people in the division. Where's the Usos? Why were they just leapfrogged? You know what I mean? It made no sense.
Yes. That's what I was trying to say there. Like, where's the gentleman? Like, where's the GM for Raw? Where's the other tag teams could face Rollins and Strowman before they will get a tag title match? Before to get a tag title match, you got to get through like some tag teams, like let's say the Viking Raiders, or it might be the Usos.
Yeah, they just leapfrogged them, right? Both of them. They leapfrogged every single person from the Lucha House Party all the way, like you said, to the Viking Raiders. Every single person got leapfrogged by a makeshift tag team who are now the tag team champions. You're right. Makes no sense, my friend. What's the other topic that you have?
The last topic, it is about let's see, the United States title, which is still held by Styles.
Okay.
And about that, who's most likely to get the title, the United States Championship, off of AJ Styles?
Most likely? That's a good question. You would want to look for a baby. You know what? Like, it's so difficult to say right now because AJ Styles is at the point in his career where he should be a dominant champion in the mid-card, right? He should be in that John Cena style of position where he is putting on great matches against absolutely everybody that he possibly can. I know we've already seen this, but I would love to see the culmination of the feud where Ricochet finally, eventually, maybe after the King of the Ring tournament, but finally gets his vengeance on AJ Styles and takes back that United States title, and then we get a full run with Ricochet as the U.S. champ. I think that would be probably the best direction to go. It feels like their feud just kind of ended when it had some momentum behind it, and it ended because there was weird booking, right? They overexposed the match.
Yes.
And they didn't really hype it up. So I think if after King of the Ring tournament, once the dust kind of settles, it would be nice to see one more time AJ Styles versus Ricochet, where Ricochet finally gets the job done.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Ricochet could be a good choice. But he lost. But ever since he won the United States title, like after Stomping Ground, and he lost the Extreme Rules here at pay-per-view, I desperately want Ricochet to get that U.S. title back on his waist. I'm just sick of seeing Styles just hold the title with the OC. That makes me sick.
So you're sick. So you were. Let me just. So I can follow you here. You were enjoying the tag team reign, or you weren't enjoying the tag team reign of the OC as well, like with the tag team titles?
But the OC, I like it, but AJ, no.
Okay, so you're sour on AJ, but you like Gallows and Anderson.
Yes,
okay,
I do.
All right, interesting. Normally it's the other way around for a lot of people, so that's pretty cool to hear that thought. But my friend, we are gonna move on to some next live callers. Thank you so much for calling.
No problem.
Have yourself a wonderful day.
I can make some more rants if I ever see some bad results coming on Raw, SmackDown.
Well, fingers crossed that we don't get too many bad results. Even though your rants are funny, I'd rather enjoy the show.
Yeah, I hope there's no more bad results coming over this week.
Yeah. All right, buddy. You have yourself a wonderful day. Thank you very much.
Later.
All right, let's get on to Paul Deadman. Hey, Paul, how you doing, my friend?
Very good.
Very good. Great to have you back here on Hold the Rope. What are your thoughts on WWE this week? What is it that you would like to talk to us about?
I'm very scared about NXT.
Okay, all right, so NXT, let's talk about it. You're scared about the switch, eh?
Yes, because knowing Vince, he's just going to want his hands over it. He's probably going to want to do some great stuff, and great stuff isn't always the best.
It's good shit, right? It's I'm nervous too, man. Here's the one thing what I do gotta say is that from everything that I have been reading and that I've been hearing, and this is just hearsay, is that NXT is still going to be heavily influenced by Triple H, which is good, and they're still going to be focusing on the work rate style of the product. So with them moving, that's at least good to hear, but I am very nervous about Vince McMahon getting his hands on the product as well.
Because Bo Dallas used to be a main event star.
Yeah.
Now he's
Bo Dallas, right? He's B team, go, go, go. Like, yeah, what a difference, from his character in NXT to the main roster. But I think this is part of the problem is because NXT is such like a close-knit crowd, and they buy into every single gimmick, right? And Vince sometimes doesn't know how to turn that into a larger scale, which was very clear with Bo Dallas, right? So if this move for NXT to live TV with 2 hours, if it opens up the door for more superstars to get over in that small atmosphere, then maybe it's actually going to be good, because that small atmosphere will translate onto the live TV, and the live crowd watching will be like, oh man, this is awesome. I'm going to tune in next week, right? And it's unpredictable. There's no spoilers online. So for those reasons, I'm excited. But again, it goes back to Vince McMahon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The two things I'm very happy about was that apparently NXT, like, it actually costs more to run it than what they bring in.
Mm-hmm.
They don't bring in that much
Yes.
because the lower crowd. But doing this, they're actually making money for the company.
Mm-hmm. Which
And
is definitely
also-
good, yeah.
And also, like, when with people like Bo Dallas and Adam Rose and all them, like, what really happened to them was none of the main roster crowd knew them.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe doing this, when people come up, they might know them a little more.
I agree. Yeah, I agree with you. It's a good way to familiarize the crowd with the NXT roster. And the addition of an extra hour to NXT is going to be really, really good for some underutilized superstars, people who don't normally get on the shows. The one thing where it's going to be a bit of an issue is that the NXT wrestlers right now, they're not used to an actual live format of a show other than NXT takeovers. They're not used to having to cut promos where they can't mess up. You know what I mean? There's that extra added sense of, oh crap, we're live. So I'm curious to see how the performers react to going live, and to seeing how some of the greener superstars deal with a live audience.
I am so sorry. I thought my Discord just completely crashed, so I went out of call.
Oh, no worries. No worries, man.
I don't
Go
want
right
to waste too much people's time, so I'll talk to you at some point.
All right, man. Thank you so much for calling, and have yourself a wonderful night.
You too.
Perfect. All right, guys. Let's get on with Matthew Bonneau. Matthew, how's it going, my friend?
Hi, Con. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. What would you like to talk about today?
So I have 3 questions.
Okay.
Number 1, do you think Killian Dane and Matt Riddle are leading to a no rules unsanctioned match?
Definitely some sort of extreme stipulation, whether it's a last man standing or whether it's a extreme rules match or no holds barred or something like that. Falls count anywhere I can also see. Definitely leading in some direction like that.
Okay, and my second question is, I know NXT and AEW is gonna be competing on Wednesday night, but I also heard that you could, if you missed the Wednesday night NXT, you can watch it on Thursday on demand on WWE Network at the same time.
Yes, that is absolutely correct. You can watch the WWE Network just like normal, and as opposed to NXT airing on Wednesdays, it will be airing on Thursdays now. So 24 hours later, pretty much.
Yeah, but you get it.
Yeah.
I hope it does go to Sportsnet because that's I watch some live streams on the USA Network on my iPad, but I really like the Sportsnet where you can watch all the wrestling on there.
Yeah, I'm guessing that it's going to go there because just some insider information right here. TSN apparently is going to get the broadcast rights for AEW, and that means if TSN is going to be airing wrestling content on Wednesdays, you can bet your ass that Sportsnet is going to want to do the same thing, right? It's the only 2 sports streamers really here in Canada, and they're going to want to counter-program it with NXT. So I envision Sportsnet getting an NXT streaming deal at some point. I don't know if it's going to line up with the September 18th airing of the USA Network, but I bet you at some point before the end of the year, Sportsnet will have the rights to NXT.
Actually, I have 2 more. The first one is the Rowan lookalike.
Yep.
It just means it's Rowan because the Rowan lookalike, they're just trying to swerve us, saying, oh, it's not Rowan and Daniel Bryan, but we all know it's Rowan and Daniel Bryan.
Yep.
In the end.
Yep, most likely. I mean, it very well could be There could be something else of a swerve. I feel like we're going to get probably about 6 or 7 more swerves in this storyline before they actually tell us the real attacker. But it's something. I think it's a little lame, but hey, maybe they're going to have a good explanation for it next week.
Sticking on the same question, I think Rowan did the thing in the back, and Daniel Bryan hit him with the car.
Mm-hmm. I think you might be right.
My final question.
Sorry, just to quickly touch on that, it would have been hilarious though if they showed like Bryan driving like an eco-friendly car in that like segment. You know what I mean? Like if it was an eco-friendly car that crashed into Roman Reigns, I think that would have been hilarious. Like some sort of electrical car, like a Tesla or something.
That would just push it right back to Daniel Bryan and Rowan.
It would. Yep, it would.
And my final question is, I heard there's gonna be an AEW video game. Like I think on Wrestle Talk, the Young Bucks were in an interview, and the interviewer asked them, "Will there ever be a AEW video game?" They said, "Yep."
Yep.
What do you think about that?
It's exciting. It's once again, competition is always good for a market, no matter what it is. If it's video games or wrestling, it's very good competition. Now, AEW will have to find a good partner to work with, and hopefully, their game won't be laggy. There won't be bugs filled with it. But I believe that with the amount of money that AEW has, it won't be an issue whatsoever. It'll probably be a very good video game.
They could use Ukes because Ukes backed off of 2K because I think the last few 2K games, WWE games, it was Ukes and 2K.
Yes, you are correct.
So Ukes could pick up the AEW game.
And they could, or they could go with an entirely new place. What if I don't know if EA Sports would be interested in making a video game, but
that'd be cool.
That would be cool to see EA get involved with the wrestling
all
video
EA
game.
games like hockey is really good.
Oh yeah. Yep.
So EA Sports, I've never seen a wrestling game on EA Sports, but I could be intrigued about the AEW game on EA.
Yep, same here, man. Anything else that you would like to touch on here today? Nope.
That's it for me this week.
All right, buddy. Well, you have yourself a wonderful night. Thanks for calling.
Yep, you too. Bye.
Bye. All right. Let's go on here, guys, and we got time for one more live caller. We're going to talk to Sparks. Hey, Sparks, how's it going? You're our last caller of the day.
Yes, I'm finally in!
You're finally in, eh? How's it going, man?
I didn't think I would make it this episode, but yeah, I'm here!
You're our last caller, man. You might as well make it a good one, right?
Okay.
All right. So what would you like to talk about here today?
Okay, I have 2 questions for you. Are you ready?
I'm ready, buddy.
All right. My first question is, which old school pay-per-view would you bring back WWE to do again? Like any old school pay-per-view that basically just
that died out. Bad Blood. Yeah. I thought that was always a sweet name for a wrestling pay-per-view. I thought there was always some sweet matches there. The what's it called? The entrance ramp and everything always looked really cool, and the graphics of red and black are like 2 of my favorite colors, if you can't tell. And it would be really cool to see in the modern day. How about you?
For me, oh boy, it's a toss-up between Armageddon and Cyber Sunday.
Yeah, Armageddon, man. Like here, you know what? Let's talk a little bit about Cyber Sunday, because that would do really well in the current day and age, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Like if you had the ability to vote for the matches that are going to happen through the WWE app or something like that, that would be really quite cool to see today. It'd be a unique, like, one-off pay-per-view. What else would you like to talk about, my friend?
All right. My final question. On what we saw so far in the King of the Ring tournament, we've definitely seen basically what we expected from the Kevin Owens match. Shane McMahon is going to play. Do you think Shane McMahon's going to play an important role in the finals?
See, I thought he was going to play an important role in the finals, but I thought it was going to be because Kevin Owens was in the finals against Drew McIntyre. So my entire way of booking this thing kind of went out the window on SmackDown Live. Yes, I think Shane is going to play some sort of factor moving forward, but that would mean that probably Elias has to make it all the way to the finals, and I don't know if they plan on doing that. So I just believe that most likely scenario is that he's going to still interact with Kevin Owens more so than anything, and then the King of the Ring tournament's just going to be let to kind of do whatever it does. All right, buddy. If you got one more question, you can ask it here. We got time for one more. If you don't, then that's okay.
Okay, yeah, one more question. What do you think, what do you think they're going to do for stage design?
For WrestleMania, is that what you asked?
Yeah, for WrestleMania.
Okay, stage design. Where is it held out of this year again? I can't.
It's going to be at Raymond James Stadium in Florida.
In Florida, okay. So definitely an open roof, for sure, and probably some sort of like tropical theme that they normally like to go for. It's not. You know what? I have a tough time believing that WWE is going to go full out again like that roller coaster one, because that was incredible. I think WWE is probably dialing it back a little bit with their stage design, unfortunately. So probably nothing too incredible. Very tropical for sure, and very like Florida feeling. Maybe you're going to get some alligators at ringside. Why not?
Actually, based on the promo that they showed at this year's WrestleMania, there's like this whole pirate thing, because Raymond James Stadium has like a pirate ship.
Oh, you're absolutely right. That's where the Bucks play, isn't it? Okay, yeah, you're right. Probably going to be some sort of pirate theme. Okay, nope, I changed my mind. You convinced me. Yeah. There you go. You're absolutely right. It's going to be pirate themed. You're absolutely right. I didn't even think about that. It's where the Bucks play. Yeah, pirate themed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Nope, that would be cool. I would love it if Kari Sane could come out like on that like that pirate boat that they have there. I actually went to.
Oh my god!
I went to that
would
stadium.
Be so cool.
I was actually at that stadium 2 years ago for New Year's Eve. I went to a football game there, and I saw the pirate ship, and I could literally picture that as a wrestling thing. It would be so cool.
I agree.
All right, buddy. Thanks for calling. You were an awesome caller, and you got our last call of the day. So I hope you have a wonderful day, man.
Yay! Thank you so much, man.
No problem. Call back in the future, and I'll talk to you again. Have a good one. All right, guys. So that is going to bring us to the end of Hold the Rope today. Thank you guys so much for calling in, and thank you so much for sticking with us throughout the show today. I hope the live call wait room and everything that we kind of redesigned over on Discord worked well for you guys. It worked well for me. Definitely did. But I want to hear from you guys. So if it didn't work well, let me know either over on Twitter or through the Discord if things were kind of rough. The call thing worked out in the end. Good to hear, guys. But that is it here today. On your way out, everybody, please make sure you leave a like on this video. Make sure you are subscribed, and please check out the rest of the videos that I have here on this channel, and consider joining and becoming a member. That's it here, though, today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I've been Con, and that was Hold the Rope.